So I know very little about the situation involving the Yukon's development. Okay, I have I have a lot of I've had quite a few people wondering where my thoughts are and why I didn't talk about the situation with Little White Mouse and her friend. I forget the name, but it's in the title. And the reason is, all right, I didn't maliciously ignore this, all right? What I did is I did intentionally ignore her review, okay? And hear me out here. Listen to these words, okay? I intentionally ignore everyone's review of a ship, all right? I intentionally ignore every other content creator's review of a ship before I put mine out, because I don't want to be influenced as to think a certain way about a ship. I want to form my own opinion, right? And I think that gets you a more honest look on a ship from my perspective, and that I hope would give you more valuable information, because I might come up with a different take than anybody else, give you something else to think about, right? Whereas if I watch other people's reviews, read other people's reviews, then I'm likely just going to repeat the same thing. That's what happens. Or I'll try to be controversial to get views by saying the opposite or something like that. And I don't want to do that, right? So I purposefully don't look at these things. So Little White Mouse does great reviews on the forums, right? These are excellent full reviews giving you the pros and cons of ships in probably a lot more detail than I give. I kind of talk more about playstyle and how the ship feels. I know quite a bit about the stats of things and how things generally function, but I don't go so far into things where is it? Like, she goes into like crop values, right? And other things like that, which is much more in depth than I tend to go. So if you're looking, she makes great detailed reviews of ships on the forums. But I intentionally ignore them because I want to form my own view, right? What's a crop? It's complicated, but crop is essentially, I think, the hardness of a shell. So it's not just about the pen in millimeters. Crop also determines how effective the shell will be at longer ranges. So you can have a ship like Shikishima. Shikishima is a perfect example. It has huge pen, but it has really bad crop value, low crop value. So sometimes you're going to get shatters on broadsides that you would think, I should be able to pen that at longer ranges. So their calculations are weird. It's like sigma. Like, what is sigma, right? Well, they use a lot to determine the processes in the background on this game. It's very complicated once you really, really dig into it. But you can get some of that information here, which is really cool. So here's the thing. I actually have only skimmed this. I actually haven't even read it completely. So let's read it. I think it's worthwhile to hear someone out in full, right? Is this where it starts? All right, here we go. Let's talk about the project itself. Anchovy? Chobi, is that the right pronunciation? Involvement on adding the Yukon. Chobi will go first. Oh boy. So they're going to go in a little bit. A very stark whiplash in tone. Yikes. What is this? Hello, my friends? I'm really bad at French. I'm sorry. I didn't really pay attention in school for that class. Chobitsu providing cute art. Oh, she does the art. Neat. That's really cool. February 2020, they were approached by some Wargaming North America, someone at the Wargaming North America office, and offered us a chance to design a Canadian ship for the game. So that's in February 2020. That's a long time ago already. That was a very long time ago. We had a time budget. It had to be ready for Canada Day 2020? What? What? That's so fast. So, even like at best, it's early February. So February, March, April, May, June, July, 7 months? Is that it? Is that right? No. Am I crazy? They had all of February, March, April, May, June. 5 months. Yeah, I'm insane. I'm sorry, guys. So I had 5 months. That is not much development time. Ruled out modeling a ship from scratch. Yep. And yep. Only option was tiny cosmetic changes. Several ideas pitched around. Historical cruisers was dashed. Noted they had vastly different models than the in-game Fiji. No time to rip off a whole turret and slap on HMCS Quebec bumper sticker on it. Makes sense. Short development time. Right from the start, stoked and immediately set to work. Here's what I would like to know. Were they paid? Or was this just like a pro bono project? That would be interesting to know. Likely pro bono. I would guess this is just hey, do you want to come do this? And they just said yes because it would be a cool opportunity, not because they're getting paid. They got a free Yukon. I wouldn't count a rental of an in-game ship a payment. You got to remember, guys, digital goods are not yours to own. You are simply renting them for the duration of the game if you buy it. Because when a game inevitably gets shut down and the servers are shut off, what are you left with? You're left with nothing. So getting in-game currency, get in-game items is like a free rental, I guess. So I wouldn't count that as payment. Still, they got something, but that's not much, right? So Chibitsu would handle visuals. Nice. That's cool. And Mousy would handle balance. All right. That's cool. So they started with HMCS Acadia. Improved accuracy, weaker HE shells, and reduced heal. Added quirk of Italian exhaust smoke. Glass cannon, something that could appear, take a bite out of your stern, and slip away under the veil of smoke. That'd be interesting. Save Acadia for Queen Elizabeth variant. Okay. I don't know the history of things, so I'm not going to comment about that kind of stuff at all. I just play a game, you know? Yeah, I don't know that side of things. So I'm sure they're accurate and being well here. Are you guys still on Sigma? Sigma is the tendency in this game's context. Sigma is the tendency for the shells to go to the middle of the ellipse drawn by dispersion. That's it. It's a very simple explanation. The original special camo was to make the ship look like an enormous war canoe of the Haida tribe. That would be cool. If you've ever been to the Vancouver airport, or just Vancouver in general, they did a lot of very cool art pieces like this for the 2010 Olympics, and there's still a lot of them are still up. If you drive the Sea to Sky Highway in Vancouver, it's beautiful as well. So this would have been cool to have. Very cool. Very cool to have. Until the USS Anchorage had the exact same special camo, or similar. Oh, wait. Was released with almost exactly the sort of camo I'd been developing, like straight up uncanny resemblance, so that month and a half down the drain for you. But hey, at least I had a standard camo done. Upscale version of Sackville camo. Okay, tribute to whatever. Dang, that sucks. So they just jacked it? Is that it? Where's Anchorage? Here we go. Let me get the this one. Huh. Alright, it's this side. Yeah, I mean, that looks pretty similar. Not like exact, but the same idea is there. Dang, that's too bad. Alrighty. Fast forward to start of 2021. So that original 2020 Canada Day was obviously canceled in between this. We're hit with the first punch in the gut from the devs. They vetoed the name. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that because I will butcher it horribly. This, if you're wondering. I felt the region was too small to warrant a ship being named for it. Now, I'm not an expert on matters, but that size is pretty damn far from small. Choose to call the ship Yukon after the Canadian territory, which has similar size. Battleships have named for places smaller than the difference between these two regions. Okay. My Canadian? Yes. Doesn't know the Canadian territory? What do you mean? This is the Yukon. This is part of Quebec. Hello? This isn't like a province. This is like a historical area. Yukon is a territory. It's part of Quebec. Like, hello? Or does or am I supposed to know like every little town's and like what? You guys are insane if you expect me to know this. If I was to drive to this place, it would be at minimum 3,000 kilometers, okay? You want me to know a territory within a province that's 3,000 kilometers away from me? Seriously? Get out of here, dude. That is unreal. That is unbelievable. So they settled on Yukon. Makes sense. Very quickly I had ideas for where I could take the motifs. Huskies, fireweed, gold. Neat. Neat. It's a cool logo. I like that. Okay. Work was done. Anything left to do but wait and muse what we could work on next for Wargaming. Perhaps another ship. Sounding success. Months passed. Waited to see the results. Okay. Excited to hear how it goes. Hinting of a ship being released. Oh, they have no idea. No clue. Start of 2021. When did hints of When did Hints of Yukon start? Is that like a month ago? So they've been left in the dark for like 4 months, something like that. Damn. Okay. And then Wargaming arrived with which each successive changelog, the ship lost another element that made it worth looking into. The smile faded from our faces as the fun tax was applied. The camo I designed. Time to go to that pin note earlier. Oh no. Type 10 standard camo design looks good. Missed the point of the one I designed. And the gold vein version, nope. Instead we got another post 1965 Canada flag camo, like what Haida has, a safe, boring choice. Dang. So, does that mean that literally everything... Does that mean literally everything that Chibitsu did was thrown in the garbage can? I think it does. She designed logos, she designed camo types, and none of them made it to the game. Ship. That sucks. Brass and wood nameplate was replaced with a stamp down on the stern. Oh boy. Husky flag. Oh, this was supposed to be a flag. That'd be cool. Looks nothing like the golden banner before. So I just pulled everything. Announced early March. Oh, okay. So still like 2.5 months being left in the dark. That sucks, man. And keep in mind, they're doing this all for free. And they were approached by Wargaming to be involved in this. Let's keep it, let's keep this YouTube safe. We're not gonna look at this image. I might have to blur that in post. Never know with that game. So it looks nothing like her design. Yep. Maple leaf on the funnel, though. Can't even claim credit for that, because that was a historical element on the ships. I literally have had more content added to the game as a result of being one of the finalists for the community patch design contest. At least my mermaid arrived with only a few minor changes. Oof. That sucks. So a small little patch had more of her content than the ship she was asked to help design. Rough. A year of work wasted. Thankfully, it didn't consume much of my time. Okay. So, we'll get into Mouse's work yet. This whole experience has left a terrible taste in my mouth. Okay. That's rough, man. That sucks. And while our immediate contact within the company was more than helpful in getting this project off the ground, I can't help but feel everyone after them in the chain of development simply said, yeah, that's nice, we're going to go do this and go do instead. Here's what we're going to go do instead. So communication issues. Probably. Didn't she essentially design Thunderer? I think they get into that. Or Mouse will get into that. So while Yukon got started as a result of the work Mouse and I did, this is anything but our ship. I can only apologize profusely to the other 38 million Canadians on this planet for this incredibly flaccid result. Oh no. Critical of Wargaming. That's good. Being critical is good. Wanted to make sure that the content we get be the best it could be. And for the first time, I actually had a chance to truly shape some content, but in the end, it was an illusion. The hope I'd built for over a year All the, maybe this time they won't disappoint me, that I'd stashed away for winter. Well, it's late spring now, just about summer. But I've yet to see the fields of pink boreal flowers bloom and bring life to this barren tundra. Damn. I know Wargaming posted an apology. We're just getting context right now. I'm not adding commentary at all. We're just getting context. I genuinely hope it can be fixed, that the ship will grow into the hype we originally had for it, but it's out of my hands. Although it is left for me to eat my soup and watch the show unfold. Oh no. Oh no. Well, that's really sad for Chobi, I guess is the nickname. So my sister is an artist. A very good one, in fact. Works for an animation company now. And I can say with a lot of certainty that artists take a lot of pride in their work, and they're very proud and happy with a lot of the things they do. And for people to just throw it in the garbage can, that is pain. Like that hurts an artist more than a lot of words could. So that sucks, man. That really sucks. Holy crap, look at the first line. All right, Chobi and I are clearly entitled idiots for thinking anything good would come of this. Oh no. Well, she's mad. Probably has a right to be. Came in with high hopes, where he was unaware. Ideas were coming from, didn't pay our dreams much heed. Decision to step over submissions, nothing to do with malice, everything to do with ignorance. Contact knew who we were, this wasn't important further up the chain. It seems our contributions were perceived as suggestions from random Canadian players, yet somehow these suggestions were sufficient enough to get the Yukon project off the ground in the first place. Don't understand. Don't understand. Yeah, doesn't make sense. And it's... I'll save that for later. Let's just get context. I'm not going to provide commentary. Let's just get context. Famous and historical, Monarch's a bad ship. There's no two ways about it. Yeah, it's not amazing. Only way to make a successful premium out of it, especially for a non-existent and possibly dead-end tech tree in the British Commonwealth, to have a solid appeal. Needs to look good, needs to feel good. Not going to get it based on the parent ship reputation. That's true. A lot of people don't like Monarch. Very true. Can't eat either of those 2 points, make it disgustingly overpowered. Now you're talking their language. Sorry. Context, no commentary. I would not have suggested Monarch if I had known how little influence my designs would have on the project. While I did not expect any proposed gameplay element to survive development fully intact, the spirit of it certainly could. That's fair. I wanted a glass cannon Monarch at tier 7 in the spirit of what Ashitaka is to Amagi. That's fair. Wargaming went the complete opposite direction, giving us a damage sponge. Okay, this is cut. Cut. Commentary a little bit. My question to Mouse would be, if Wargaming removed the super heal and gave it a normal heal, would that work? Would that fit your view of it? Who knows? They might nerf it. Anyways. Based upon my previous conversations with Wargaming North America, I thought we were being asked to design the ship. According to Wargaming, we're not asked to design the ship. It's only clarified now. So I guess 1 is below. She wanted an Italian exhaust smoke. Oh, I know. Guys, that's specifics. Okay? The reason I asked that question Okay. The reason I asked that question is that here she says, I wanted a glass cannon monarch at tier 7 in the spirit Ashitaka is to Amagi. Okay? We don't care about what her original specific design was. We care about her intent. If current Yukon did not have a super heal, would that fit enough, or would that fit more into her intent, or would she want more changes? That's basically what I'm trying to ask. Okay? Right. Because she didn't even expect proposed gameplay element to survive development fully intact. The spirit could. That's what we're thinking about. Spirit. So, that's what I'm wondering. Okay. Apparently we were just reached out to if they needed us, despite needing us right from the word go. Oh, to get the project off the ground. Yeah. No one at Wargaming thought to tell us this for well over a year. They took our design submissions, took Chobi's art, they took our discussions, built the ship we have now. It took 16 months of time, energy, and enthusiasm. Yep. And all we knew was the devs liked our ideas and were moving forward with the Monarch Premium. Yeah, communication's rough. Communication is rough. Had to figure it out for ourselves. How much our little wargame was used because they weren't going to tell us. Turns out they used almost nothing. Didn't figure out this fully until May 25th of 2021. When her Type 10 camo was fully data mined, and the last element that could have been something Chobi and I made didn't materialize. So for 16 months, they've dragging us along. Unwittingly drag us along. This was not out of malice, but out of ignorance. Almost every Wargaming employee I've spoken to since seemed genuinely surprised I had anything to do with Yukon. I wonder if the people she's talking to are community managers or on the development team. Because it would be my guess that the community managers don't get a lot of insight, or they don't see a lot of the development stuff behind the scenes. Because it would probably all be very hush-hush NDA, at least at the start. So having less people know about it probably helps to keep the seals tighter on upcoming content. And eventually the community managers would figure out, or would be briefed on it, right? But I don't know. It'd be interesting to know. Feelings really don't care about that, though. Wargaming had given me hope. They could have known if they had bothered to look and listen on the feedback I was giving. Yeah, that sucks, man. Because that's honestly the dream for... No. Context. I'll talk about that later. Once Yukon was in testing, I was obviously upset, making noise about it. Wargaming still hadn't put 2 and 2 together. No one had reached out to us. No one had clarified our position or the worth of our submissions. You were not asked to design a ship. 1, so that must be stated below in an edit. Or something. It's probably a source for that she's linking to. We were just reached out if they needed us, despite needing us. Okay, I read that already. Wow. I'm lost. Had they told us this back in February 2020, it wouldn't have mattered. Expectations would have been set. That is important, expectations. Level investment would have been set appropriately, but we weren't told. The project went forward. Here's the final result. A crappy Monarch clone and the players responsible disillusioned. Dang. You're not reading the first draft of this review. Well, I bet there's several drafts. Should really find some other reviews of Yukon. Here's why. Being the nice Canadian that I am, went out of my way to warn Wargaming that Chovy and I were going to voice our upset about our contributions being ignored and being left in the dark so long. Submitted a preview of this article to them and they finally reached out. They didn't like our first draft. Apparently had some facts wrong. Oh, okay, fair enough. They asked that I make sure that this review is clear about the following. They did not ask us to design a ship. They took our suggestions and feedback, but they designed and made the Yukon, not us. Ah, okay. Rough. They said we should feel proud that some of our design elements made it in the final product. Oh no. I should edit in speech level 1 from Skyrim or something. That is not a great way to oh boy. No wonder they're mad. Yeah, here we go. Here's the sarcastic comments. Perfect. She's definitely Canadian. Yeah, what elements exactly? There's so very little in the ship that's actually ours. Not her name, not her feel, not her look. They even butchered poor Chobi's husky flag and turned it into a bloody wolf. Yukon is in the game. She's a Monarch Premium. Should I feel happy about that? Should I be happy that I worked hard and waited over a year for a promised vessel that bears no resemblance to the project I wanted? Should I be happy they want to celebrate our involvement despite not being aware of it until I bloody well pointed it out? Oof, there it is. I bet that I bet the first draft looked a lot more like this, just the whole thing. I don't feel happy. Crazy, I know. They talk like players getting a ship into the game is new and unprecedented. They forget who they're bloody talking to and the abomination known as HMS Thunder. Yeah, she did help on that, right? They're forgetting Chobi has literal art assets already in the game between a patch and another flag. They talk down to us like we should be sparkly-eyed and enthusiastic for this humiliation. They've pushed me even further away from this ship over the last couple weeks, and I did not think that was possible. I'm supposed to be on a break now, and they're jeopardizing me ever coming back after this crap. Damn, that sucks. Feel disrespected, hopeless, and sad. I know Chobi's all for pitchforks, tar, and feathering, but I'm not. If how Chobi and I were treated bothers you, speak with your wallet and not with drama and sensationalism. I won't think less of you if you ignore all this and want Yukon anyway. All I ask is keep things civil. That's good. That is good. She has a Patreon, right? Where's her link to her Patreon? You guys should go support her Patreon. I'm pretty sure she has one. I'll put it, when I make this video, I'll put it in the description. And, yeah. You should definitely go support her. If you're thinking about getting this ship, and this is enough to make you not want this ship, because let's be honest, the ship is not that special. It's not overpowered. It's a combination of things that's slightly new, but it's not. It's just an average tier 7 battleship with a super heal. It's got overmatch. So maybe put that money into her Patreon or something? Something like that. A link to the forum post, sure. I hate reading. Yeah, you would hate reading, Prolox, yeah. Final evaluation. Okay, so that is their side of the story. I'm not sure I could trust myself to be objective about this ship's performance, given my history. Yep. I don't think Yukon is terrible, but let's not kid ourselves. She's saved by her mega heal. Yep. Agreed. 15-7 range sucks. Reload also sucks. Her gun handling and fire arcs suck. I think the HE. The AP's got better velocity, I'm pretty sure. Wow, okay, guys. Yeah, okay. Don't get fake offended, Prolox. Yeah. Having 380s is great. Heartbreaking when they misbehave. Yeah, it's all battleships though. I think if it weren't for a comfortable rudder shift time, I'd genuinely hate this ship. Scratch that, I do hate this ship. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I think that's fair to hate that ship. Okay. It's the new Nelson. That's true, because Nelson's getting removed, right? There you go. They need a new tier 7 battleship with a super heel. Okay. Yep. That is a crappy way to treat a community contributor. Someone who has made... Well, how many? How many reviews and hours and posts? Like, look at how much effort she puts into these, dude. Here's a little sneak peek of what I do, guys, okay? I'll show you guys how much effort I put into making a review. Okay? Real quick. Here's my Yukon project, okay? Here's the effort I put in. Okay? I play the game. I play World of Warships on PC. All right? I stream it because I don't really play this game off stream that much. When I get a good game, I push Alt Z and I save the last 20 minutes. I pull that footage into a project and then into a timeline. That footage, then I take the interesting bits. I think I used this full... Yeah, I used this full game because it was a good game. And then I take a couple little examples of other games that I had that illustrates my point. And then this green bit is my voiceover recording it. And then I give you my captain build. That's it. All right? This is like maybe an hour of work. And then compare that with this. All right? How long do you think this takes? Look at! She's comparing every battleship this faces. The range of it. Look at these graphs. There's so much good information here. Dude, it just keeps going. All right. There. And that's where their story starts. That's a lot. That's a lot more work than I do. And you can say that I'm more efficient, but the reason I can do what I do, I think, is because I am seen as someone who is pretty good at this game. And I give you my opinion, and you value my opinion because I'm good at this game. Right? If I suddenly stop being good at this game, my opinion just doesn't matter instantly. Whereas this is just valuable, full stop. Right? So, yeah. Props to her, honestly, for putting all this effort in. And you guys should support her. I think that'd be very cool. Let's see if we can find her Patreon link. I'll link it in chat, and I'll put it below this video. We'll also read this. Keep in mind, guys, not commentary yet. We're just looking at facts. We need to read this apology yet. Because Wargaming did apologize, which is very good. Which is very good. Does she have... Chronicle... Okay, here we go. Look at how many reviews she has, dude. Look at how many ship reviews she has. And they're all that detailed. probably puts the most effort in out of any CC. Probably. That's crazy. Google her username and Patreon? Oh, that's a good idea. Let's do that. She should have this linked more places. Should be under every review. Maybe it is and I just missed it. There you go. You guys should go support this. If you think what she does is valuable, or you're upset about the Yukon thing, or yeah, you just want to support her, you should do this. This is great. All right. All right, let's look at this apology. Because, to Wargaming's credit, now, they did apologize. Dear Little White Mouse and Shibitsu, dear community. This is from Evan. And a developer? I guess? Or community manager? Regardless. Someone at Wargaming who has authority to give out an apology. That's cool. While the investigation into the situation is still ongoing, one thing is clear. We, to put it mildly, messed up. Please accept my sincerest apologies for how the NA team, my team, mishandled the communications around this project. We promised things that were not ours to promise in the first place, then failed to properly communicate about them with the rest of the team, both here in NA and globally. We created expectations, failed to deliver on them, and then after a change of staff responsible for this project, walked all over them nonchalantly. We let you down, and yet again betrayed what trust you put in us. I am aware how hard it will be to rebuild and regain that trust, but we will do our best to become the partners we need to be for you. We will need more time to finish reviewing all communications relevant to this case, and we'll issue a final statement once this is done. Please bear with us until then. Best regards, Evan. Regional Publishing Director, WoW's NA. So he's in charge of NA. Neat. That's a pretty good apology. All right, stop, cut in the video. This is where I think we've got all the facts about it. This is everything that they've put out. Both sides. So here's my thoughts based on looking at this. That sucks, bro. That sucks, bro. Oh my goodness. Oh no. I want to go back to her first page. Let's keep this post up. I think that Wargaming historically has never been good at communication. And this is just more proof that they're really, really bad at communication. And while it should be expected that Wargaming is going to be bad at communication, getting the opportunity to help design a new ship and be a part of the development process is hard to ignore. As someone who's played the game since 2016, or 2015, sorry, when it went into open beta, I didn't actually pay for closed beta. That would be awesome to be involved with this, with the development of this game. and help shape it into something cool and unique and interesting. I think that would be awesome. And that would be an opportunity that would be hard to ignore. And I only have played the game. What about somebody who's been working on reviews for that long, right? So I think it's totally fair that both Mouse and Chobi got really excited and got really into this. I think that is a normal reaction. It's really, really, really sad how Wargaming handled this. It's really, really sad to me how Wargaming handled this. And unfortunately, it just further amplifies the message that Wargaming doesn't really care about what the players think and what community contributors think, and they will just do whatever they want to in the safest, fastest possible way to make money. I don't think that's everyone at Wargaming, but there has been a trend of small to big scenarios coming up like this, where it seems like Wargaming is just trying to get as much money as they possibly can in the shortest amount of time possible. The long history of scenarios where that seems to be the case. We don't really know what's going on inside of Wargaming. So when scenarios like this come out where there is bad communication, it's very easy to just jump on the bandwagon of hating Wargaming. And they apologized, right? They did apologize. I think it was a horrible thing that they did to lead them along for a year and a half, right? And worst of all, not pay them for their time. Not paying someone for their time. I was talking to my mom, who's a graphic designer, the other day. And we were just talking about payment and art and how an artist gets paid for their art and how the design process goes in graphic design, right? Because you have clients, and those clients have ideas of what they need and want for a logo or a website. And you as a graphic designer may think of yourself as an authority because you do this as a job, right? And you think your way is the best, but you have to remember that they're the client, and ultimately what they say matters because they're the ones paying, right? So at the end of the day, even if you didn't get exactly the design you wanted out the door, at least you got paid, right? You at least got paid. These two didn't get paid. So that, and I know it's not all about money, but it does help a little bit when your time is rewarded with a little bit of money. So hopefully in the future, Wargaming will communicate better. Hopefully this apology is sincere. Hopefully miscommunication between North American, European, Russian, Southeast Asia community offices and branches is better. Hopefully there's a more consistent, helpful tone from Wargaming. Hopefully the future is going to get better, but it's hard to stop the momentum that this game already has. I was thinking about this, and I was thinking, is it just that negativity gets more clicks and gets more likes? Is negativity just the way we're more conditioned to like and believe and watch negative videos, negative content, negative articles? And that's why there's a lot of negativity in the community towards Wargaming. And I was thinking about that, and I don't think it's all to do with negativity. I think it has everything to do with community perception. So whatever the community is thinking, if you make a video or you write a post or you say something on Reddit that is in line with what the community thinks, you're going to get more views and you're going to get more likes on that content because people want their feelings that they're currently feeling to be validated by someone else. So I don't think it's necessarily positive or negative. I think it has to do with people wanting their feelings to be validated by someone else. And unfortunately, the way that works is it's just an infinite feedback loop, gaining more and more momentum. So if you start out positive, like I would say World of Warships did back in the day, people create more positive content, which will get more views and therefore inspire people to create more positive content and more and more and more. There was nowhere near the negativity towards this game back in 2016 than there is now. And unfortunately, the positive momentum this game had back in the day when it started, people were generally excited about the game and wanted to learn about it, and were happy to play it. That momentum is shifted to be very negative. The community's thoughts about wargaming are very negative, and honestly, with good reason. There's a lot of stuff they've done that's been not very good towards the community, and their their goal is to just make more money at the expense of players. And unfortunately, this just further...
I stopped playing in February. The state of the game, WG's decision making, and my experience with WG during the Verizon Warriors Championship put me off. Still content based around it though.
Thank you, Jolly Roger. Appreciate the sub with Prime, man. Yeah, people quit playing, for sure. I think that's probably the healthiest thing to do, rather than to hate play the game and look for all the bad things and complain all over the place. But yeah, thanks to sub, man. So in closing, with this whole situation with the Yukon, I think it's great that Wargaming apologized. Getting an apology out of Wargaming is difficult. All right? Very difficult. And this was a well-worded apology. They said the right things. But now they need to actually act on it. All right? This apology will only mean something 6 months from now, when we either see a change or things continue how they have been. And hopefully we can maintain a unbiased look at what Wargaming is doing and see if they're actually changing, because it's hard to change the direction of a company. For Little White Mouse and her friend Chobi, honestly, that just sucks, and they have every right to be upset. And if you want to, you should support them. I don't know if Chobi has a Patreon or not, but Little White Mouse certainly does. You can check the description below for that link. And for me personally, because you're on my channel, and I appreciate you watching this video, and my thoughts on this whole situation, for me personally, the reason I didn't mention how Wargaming handled the creation of it with Little White Mouse, the reason is because, again, I purposefully, intentionally ignore others' reviews of ships to get an unbiased look at a ship. I want to form my own opinion. I intentionally ignored her review, not out of malice, but because I wanted to give an honest, real opinion that is my own and not influenced by anybody else. So that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Please don't spread hate because of this video. Really no point in hating on Evan or any other real individual at Wargaming. It's likely decisions were made based on higher-ups and managers that we have no idea who they are. And these people are just doing their job. It's unlikely that Evan was personally responsible for everything that happened. He's the guy that was told to go make an apology about it. So no need to go on a witch hunt.